Today, the plan is simple. We just need to find out, does Saizeriya suck? There are generally two kinds of people. The first kind thinks that Saizeriya is dog water, everything is bland, has no taste, there's no point for Saizeriya to exist. The second appreciates the value of Saizeriya, that they are able to offer so many Italian classics at a low price point. So all we have to do is to find out who has a better point of view. And to qualify first, if you are looking for high quality pasta, you are in the wrong neighborhood. Saizeriya is a huge fast food / convenience kind of outlet that started in 1973. It has over 1,000 outlets in its home country in Japan and 400 in China, Hong Kong and Taiwan, and 30 outlets here in Singapore. So they must be doing something well, right? Let's find out by ordering every single prominent item Saizeriya has to offer. That is, everything that has a must try or a bestseller, we are ordering those. Makes sense that you try someone's best effort in order to judge them, right? So let's start with the appetizers. Please welcome the first item of the day, the mushroom soup. I just need to find it. Pretty watery. Not gonna lie, but seems like there's quite a few chunks. I've always said this about mushroom soup, like the cream of mushroom soup that they sell out there, right, is a very watered down version. If you were to even try to make your own mushroom soup, right, no matter how noob you are, right, you realize that the taste is very different. So mushroom soup. Just after saying that, this mushroom soup, while the texture is not that great, it's quite liquidy, so many chunks of mushrooms inside, and the taste is surprisingly earthy. Like, you get the mushroom taste. It's kind of funny to say that because you get a little bit used to not having the mushroom taste when you have mushroom soup outside. It's more like a creamy chicken bouillon kind of taste, but this you actually get quite a almost bitter is not a good way to put it, but almost bitter taste of the mushrooms. This is very enjoyable. Do I give the S tier straight out of the gate? I think I do it. S tier. Moving on. Next we have the corn cream soup. Pretty nice color. Very bright. Texture is just ever so slightly thick. This is admittedly slightly heavy on the MSG or whatever powder that they use, but it's still really nice. The slight thickness of the soup along with the sweetness of the corn, right? I cannot hate it. I cannot hate it. Granted, it's not like super fragrant or whatever, it's quite straightforward, only has a corn taste, but that's all I want. That's all I want. At $2.90 for soup, that's all I want. A tier. Moving on to the garlic focaccia. And this is supposed to be handmade by them in stores. Handmade focaccia at $2.20, a steal, man. It's a little bit damp already, unfortunately. After bringing it back, there's like no crust. It's like soggy all the way around. But this looks promising, as in when it was first made. And when it was just made, I mean. The powder on top, right, is very intense. The bread itself is quite plain. It's not particularly like yeast flavor or whatever, or herb flavor. Very unfortunate that it's a bit damp. I think it's okay. Probably would have been better with the soup. I think this gets a B. Moving on, we have our side dishes, starting with chicken wings. Oh, the color is quite nice, huh? Oh, but it's soggy already. Okay, let's give this a go. actually seasoned really well. Why do I get the weird feeling that the inside is saltier than the outside? The gummy texture outside leaves more to be wanting, but taste wise, I really enjoy it. Normally with cheap chicken wings like this from a fast food establishment, there is that stench of frozen chicken wings. This one was still okay. In fact, I can barely taste any like that chicken stench. A B. Next up, we have steamed mussels. This whole bowl of mussels go for $4.90. There's not much going on, only mussels and salt, which I believe is all that you want. Some mussels are a little bit saltier, admittedly, but $4.90 for, I want to say, 20 pieces of mussels, thereabout, can't hate it. Can't hate the value. Personally, I like the taste of mussels a lot. This tastes of a B, but the value, $4.90 for 20 mussels, I have to give it an A. Because we are not rating just the taste here, we are rating the product. This gets an A. Moving on, that clears all of the sides. We can move on to the mains now. Starting with a pizza. This whole pizza goes for $6.90, and I got the pineapple and bacon one today. I know some of you don't like pineapples on pizza, but it's recommended. So, pineapple and bacon. Huh. You can taste the cost. They are putting as little cheese as they can get away with. That is balanced by how much pineapples and bacon there is for a $6.90 pizza. But the cheese is definitely very little. Even the sauce and the dough as well. The dough is as thin as it gets, so to save cost. The tomato sauce as well. But despite all of that, despite all the cost savings, there's still a lot of taste. With the bacon, it's also worth noting that Saizeriya is not halal, which is an interesting decision to say the least. The Muslim community here makes up a sizable chunk of the market, so I'm not sure why they would not go halal and have 30 outlets at that. The lack of tomato and cheese in this pizza makes me hesitate to call it a pizza. It's more like a flatbread. A flatbread that I enjoy quite a bit. This is a B. This is by no means bad. Moving on, we have carbonara with poached egg. I would not dare hope for a authentic carbonara. They got the black pepper part, which is how carbonara got its name. Let's give it a go. Wait, where's my poached egg? I have a poached egg. Hello? No poached egg. Feels bad, man. They missed out on my poached egg, I think. I'm not blind, right? You are seeing this, right? Okay, try. This is not nice. It's just way too flat and salty. The black pepper is visible but barely tasteable. Tasteable, is that even a word? It feels like, you know, when somebody first started cooking and then they try a carbonara and then they let you taste it, but it's bad and you're kind of like awkward there, like got room for improvement. This tastes like it, because I made this dish before, like 8 years ago I think. It tastes just like it. Like amateur trying for the first time, right? You all tried it before, right? When someone around you first started cooking? Yeah, it tastes like this. The pasta and the flavor is very disjointed. C. No. D. Moving on, we have the black truffle and mushroom pasta. Immediately you can smell truffle. Much better. The taste is okay, but the texture is kind of weird. There is no sauce to speak of. It's kind of like, I don't know how the noodle seems to be very clean. I'm not sure what the word is. The flavor is much more well calibrated this time as compared to the carbonara. The use of truffle is okay. It's very gentle. It does not smell like a petrol station here. But I kind of wish that they had something to cream it up. Something to carry the flavor of the mushrooms and truffle. Obviously, a criteria of good pasta is that it should have the sauce cling onto whatever the pasta there is. That's why you add pasta water to your sauce when you're cooking, to thicken it up a little bit. This is okay, but I don't really enjoy it. B. Passable, but yeah. Moving on, we have a classic bolognese pasta at $4.70. Immediately looks like a kid's meal. Oh, what? Oh, okay, I might be wrong. This looks a bit more promising. Look at how the meat clings onto the noodles. This texture is what I wanted out of the truffle mushroom. But that's it. The bolognese flavor is ultra mediocre. Like, I won't be surprised, right, if I get this at hospital. Is that too harsh? Does this look like it can be served at the hospital? It tastes like it can be served at the hospital. But $4.70 though? A C. And for our last main of the day, a curry chicken creamy baked rice. This is probably the least amount of cheese I've seen on a baked rice. And this goes for $5.90. What in the world? The rice is soggy. There's this thin bit of cheese, but the topper is... The curry taste comes from like Maggi curry instant noodles, the powder, which does not fit at all. The wet rice is just nasty. Does not have any of the texture that a baked rice should have. It's just wet and gooey, and I will try the chicken. Cause responsible. Are they using cheddar? Are they crazy? Why is the cheese sharp? No shot. They're insane. They're insane. Who did this? I did not expect to have something so bad waking up today, but this is one of the most terrible things I've eaten in a while. Jesus. F. And finally we reached desserts. And I'm pretty happy that we are here now, because we have tiramisu. Oh, so soft. The taste is not too bad, but pretty bad. It's too sweet for me. And the top layer here, it tastes like birthday cake cream. You know that cheap cream you get from a neighborhood bakery? The ones that they use to make patterns on the birthday cake. I don't know, some people like that, but I hate it. It's like you get all the guilt from eating something sinful, right, with none of the pleasure. A bit like being charged for a crime you didn't commit. No, or getting caught for robbing a bank but you don't get the money. The rum taste, I'm not sure if there's rum, but there's this like fragrance to it. Is okay. At least there is. But yeah, really sweet. Oh my god. Isn't tiramisu supposed to be like not so sweet? I mean, even as a baseline, as a recipe, I think tiramisu is not supposed to be such a sweet dessert. This gets a C. To be honest, before today, right, I was a Saizeriya fan. I always thought like, although their quality is not the best, to be able to provide stuff at such a low price point is very interesting. Especially for students or people who just want a cheap and easy meal. After tasting what I've tasted today, I don't know, it's really questionable. The funny thing is that it's their mains that are not doing so well. If there was even one pasta dish today that did well, right, I would still agree that Saizeriya does not suck. And they haven't given me a reason to think so. Previously, I've tried their hamburger, the things that they serve on the hot grill, or like their escargots, or their 4 cheese raviolis, right? Those were pretty decent. But based on what I've tasted in this video, to be fair, because we only can judge things using things in this video, Saizeriya sucks. Maybe one day I'll redo this video and go down there and have it in their restaurant. Maybe things are better. I for one know that their hamburger with the hot plate and everything is pretty good. But yeah, based on what I've tasted, Saizeriya sucks. And that is also all I have for you guys this time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!